So guys, today's video I'm going to be talking about how you can apply for or how to apply for a Lithuania student visa, all right? I will also be talking about how you can prove funds, okay? So if this information is something you have been looking for, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel and stay glued on here, all right? So today let's talk about Lithuania and some of the things international students need to know as you prepare to study during this fall intake. Now, a lot of students have applied to other countries, and I know, and I shall be bringing details about some of these things in the days to come, all right? But today, let's focus on Lithuania, and how you can apply for a student visa to Lithuania is our focus here, and proof of funds. First thing first, the visa type you need to migrate to Lithuania to study is a D visa, all right? And again, you cannot just live in Lithuania on a D visa. You also need, in addition to the D visa, a temporary residence permit. Now, I will be explaining still the documents in another video how you can apply for the temporary residence permit. But this video is basically just for the D visa and the requirements, and of course, proof of funds, which is part of the requirements. Now, for you to apply for a visa to Lithuania, you need to understand that you need to first of all identify a university, apply for a program, all right? There are a lot of universities in Lithuania. I talked about Klaipėda University. I also talked about VILNIUS University. I talked about VILNIUS Technical University and a lot of them. There are some other universities in Kaunas too, all right? But again, understand that for when you are applying for a program in any of these universities, you might pay an application fee, and application fee varies, okay? Now, after you have paid the application fee, all right, because you have located the university and you check the requirements and you meet the requirements, the next thing to do is to apply for the program. When you apply for the program, before you submit, you need to pay this application fee I'm talking about, all right? Then when you pay the application fee, they will take time to process your documents. If you meet the requirements, you will be given the admissions. Now, when you are given the admissions, the next thing you need to do is to apply for the student visa in any Lithuanian embassy or consulate, all right, in your home country. Again, international students, especially from Africa, needs to understand that there are very few countries. I mean, on 10, we have about 2%, all right, of embassies in Africa, and Lithuanian embassy is found, I think, in just a few countries in Africa, and the closest of all that I know, it is in Cairo, Egypt. So now, how do you apply for this visa? It's either you move to Cairo, Egypt and apply for it, or those in Nigeria can always deposit their documents via VFS for it to go to Turkey in Istanbul, all right, or Ankara. So basically what I'm trying to say is, when you have gotten the admissions letter now, it is now time for you to locate the nearest Lithuanian embassy, all right? Now, when you have seen the Lithuanian embassy, like I said, the closest is in Egypt, in Cairo, all right? You need to now look for the documents you are going to be applying for these visas. And one of the documents you will need is to download, or you will need, is the application form. Where can you get the application form for? The application form I'm talking about is the visa application form, and you can only get it online on the Lithuanian embassy website or consulate, all right? Now, when you download the form, you will need to fill the form. You will need to sign the form as well to add to the other documents before you carry the documents to the embassy. Now, what I mean by the other documents are the supporting documents, all right? Then, when you have gathered the documents, you now move to the embassy to attend the visa interview, all right? It's only after the visa interview before you can know if you have been granted the visa or not. Now, understand that these documents you are adding to your application document or to your application form are some documents including your educational certificates and some others, which I'm going to list right here, right now. Now, some of the documents, the first one is the visa application form, all right? And again, before I continue, let me elaborate here a little about the application fee for the embassy. When you are applying for a Lithuanian visa, all right, D visa I mean, you have to pay an embassy fee, and sometimes it costs around 80 euros, which is around $93, $94, all right? And like I said, not all students are applying for Lithuanian D visa or student visas to Lithuania, which is the D visa. European students or students coming from EEA member countries, some of them don't even need the visa. But international students, especially from the African continent, need a D visa to Lithuania. Now, the first document I already talked about is the visa application form, all right? And you can get it online on the Lithuanian consulate or embassy's website. All right, I will put some links in the description box, guys. So if you watch this video, go to the description box and check. Again, if you need a one-on-one consultation with me, please, there is a link in the description box. As soon as you click on the link, you send your information and it reaches me. You book an appointment with me. I will send payment details, all right? And until after the payment details, we will have our appointment, all right? There are other social media handles there. Please drop private conversations there. Or if your question is very urgent, drop on the comment section, guys. I always have access to my YouTube channel comment section faster than my other social media handles. The questions are becoming many. I have a lot of issues in my inbox which I cannot treat at once. So if yours is very urgent and you think it's private, please book that appointment with me down there and let's keep on from there. All right, now moving further, the second document I want to talk about is your passport size photograph. On the visa application form, or let me say on the Lithuanian embassy website, you are going to see the dimensions, but you really don't need, I think if you go anywhere to a photographer and tell them you need passport size, they will give you what can be used at the embassy, all right? So that is what you should know. Again, you need a passport, and this passport should be at least 6 months. It shouldn't be below 6 months to expiring date. What I mean here is if your passport is 5 months to expiring date, you cannot use it to apply for the D visa to Lithuania, which is the student visa. All right, so that is what you should understand. Again, the next document which is very also important is the admissions letter. Remember, the admissions letter says like your reason why you are going to Lithuania, because if you are applying for a visa, be it the student visa, a tourist visa, a visiting visa, a business visa, you have to show proofs of all of these things. All right, so you need the admissions letter either from any of the schools in Lithuania, and it is very important. The other document you need is your accommodation, and remember this accommodation must have an address attached to it. Now, what you need to do is after getting the admissions and you are about to move to the embassy, make sure you ask the university for accommodation. If you decide not to live in the school dormitory or the hostels, you can as well look for links and apply for private accommodation outside of the school campus. All right. Now, in this way, remember you have to pay for it. Some landlords may tell you to just schedule and pay after you arrive in Lithuania, which is impossible as I know, while others will tell you to pay after 2 days of booking. So they need to give you a document to show that you have paid for the accommodation, but I will prefer you do it on school, all right, or with the school, so that in this case it will be easier for you. All right, the school might even ask small amount of money, but know that on-campus accommodations are sometimes very expensive than outside accommodation. All right, so that is what you should understand. Again, if you don't have links to apply for accommodation, first thing first, ask your university. If they don't have before, you take outside accommodation, all right? So that is what you need to know, and they must have address attached to it. Now, you also need a flight itinerary, all right? And this flight itinerary must also include your return ticket, all right? Your return ticket to your home country. Assuming that you are leaving Nigeria to Lithuania, you have to book for Nigeria to Lithuania and from Lithuania to Nigeria. Yes, of course, you are going for studies. You may not be coming back early. You have the right now to tell the whosoever you paid the flight to, if you have paid, that you will not be coming back early. All right, so they should be aware. They will tell you what to do in case they want to refund some portion of this money to you. All right, it is very important that you know these things and know them very well. Now, understand that the other document is the health insurance policy. In so many countries in Europe, you are going to show the health insurance policy of 30,000 euros, but that of Lithuania is around 6,000 euros. All right. For you to know more about the insurance to Lithuania, you can consult companies like AXA. All right. With AXA insurance, you can even pay online. With Swiss Care, you can also pay online. Just tell them that you need insurance equivalent to 6,000 euros, all right? And when you say it like this, it doesn't mean that you are going to pay 6,000 euros to the insurance company for them to give you a 6,000 euro equivalent, all right? They are going to give you something which is equivalent to 6,000 euro, but you will pay small amount of money. I think maximum should be around $200 or $150, all right? So that is what you should understand. Now, going further, now, what do I want to talk about? The most important document which I talked about at the beginning, the proof of funds. Lithuania is one of those countries in Europe which is very cheap when it comes to living expensive or studies opportunities. If you check Lithuanian universities, you are going to understand that it is very expensive compared to schools in Sweden, UK, United States, Canada, all right? But now it depends on you if you are deciding to go, if you have decided to go to Lithuania or these other countries. And again, I always tell international students that consider your budget. Now, the law in Lithuania says you must have at least 150 to 200 euros to spend a month in Lithuania. Therefore, if you are going to be applying for your Visa D to Lithuania, which is a study Visa D to Lithuania, you should be able to prove that you have at least $150 or euros to 200 euros in your keeping, all right? And what you are going to do is you have to multiply this money times 12, because remember, 150 is assumption that you are going to be spending only for 1 month, and now you are going to be living in Lithuania for at least 12 months, all right? And the visa you are going to be given is a visa that will take you for more than 90 days and of course 1 year, because after 1 year you have to renew your residence permit, all right, or your temporary residence permit. So what I'm trying to say is the money you are going to be showing has to be 150 euros. The least should be 150 euros. If you can prove that you have 200 euros every month, that is perfect. Show 150 euros times 12, and if you calculate that money, it should give you 1,800 euros, if I'm not wrong, all right? That is not all. That is 1,800 euros you are going to be spending in 12 months for your feeding and your accommodation. Remember, this money is for somebody who doesn't spend much, who doesn't eat much, who doesn't go clubbing much, all right? Who doesn't spend extravagantly, all right? Because if you do these things in Lithuania, you cannot spend just 150 euros in a month. Pay attention to this. It is very important. But all the embassy wants to see from you is this amount, all right? So 1,800 euros is the money you are going to be spending, all right? Now, remember, your tuition fee is not inside this money. And let's assume that your tuition fee for 1 year is 2,500 euros a year. Therefore, you are going to be adding 2,500 euros to 1,800 euros. And if I calculate this very well, I will have around 4,000 euros. That is the amount you have in your bank account. And the information in Lithuania states that you should have at least 6,000 euros, all right? Therefore, you should be preparing a statement to show the embassy that contains 6,000 euros or in your own personal bank account. Well, some people will tell you that if you put the money in your account, it will not be good. Some others will tell you that if you put in your own, or if you get sponsorship letters or bank statement from your mother, it will not be good. But remember, there are all these documents, you are going to legalize them. In case they are coming from an external source, make sure you legalize the documents to show that they are the original versions, all right? Now, the money you are putting in your account, all right, if you have an account, is 6,000 euros. Tell the embassy you have 6,000 euros, all right, in your account. You are not telling them, you are showing them on your proof of funds, okay? But sometimes they might ask you, is this money your money? Because they might begin to doubt. So I would suggest that if you can show letters from your parents, all right, your sponsorship letters from your parents, and of course their bank statement, one parent, all right, that is, show your father's bank statement, show that he is working, all right, and earning some money. In this case, the money should be in his account more than 6,000 euros. Show it like this to the embassy. That is the money you need as proof of funds to study in Lithuania. It might not be the same, all right? I might say this today and it changed tomorrow. But I think if you have 6,000 euros, you are in a good footing. Other countries like Austria have more. You will need more. Germany need more. Norway need more, Latvia need more or less, all right? So it depends on which country you are going to, but Lithuania has been clarified. Now, I want to answer this question. People have been asking me, can I move to Lithuania with my spouse or immediate children? The answer is no, all right? The answer is no. You cannot move to Lithuania if you are going on a degree program with your spouse. But if you are in Lithuania for at least 2 years and you own a temporary residence permit, you can as well bring in your spouse. It is very possible. They will now come using your temporary residence permit, all right? Take note of that. Again, can I work in Lithuania as an international student? Yes, of course, you can work in Lithuania as an international student. As a matter of fact, international students who are studying or taking degree programs in Lithuania are granted 20 hours of work per week. You are not collecting this data or this information from Lithuania. You are getting it on your visa on the spot where the visa is issued to you. They will give you, it will be somewhere on your visa, all right? So that is what you should know. Again, what will happen if my Lithuanian visa is refused? If I apply for the visa and it is refused, what should I do? If you think that the reason of rejection is genuine and you are genuine, you can apply for an appeal after 14 days, all right? If you apply for a visa to Lithuania, the D visa, and get rejected, you can take an appeal after 14 days to appeal the situation. But there is still no guarantee, or you cannot be rejected or you cannot be accepted. So that is what you should understand. All right. So these are some of the things you should know as an international student if you must study in Lithuania in 2022. I hope this information helps somebody. If it does, guys, do not forget, I forgot to tell you at the beginning, please subscribe and like this video, all right, so that it can give us exposure. Until we meet again in another one. Peace.